Never think that an email is a replacement for a phone call.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are here with Danna Zakai, sales trainer here at the Tech Chill conference. Danna, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us.
Of course, thank you. Happy to be here.
Great. I was thinking at first you could start off by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. So, as you said, my name is Danna Zakai and I'm a sales trainer. I'm from Israel. We call ourselves the Startup Nation. There are many startups in Israel, and the high-tech industry is blooming in Israel, and it's a great place to be. And I'm happy to be here to share some knowledge with you.
Great. So can you tell us about maybe who do you work with? So you're a sales trainer. Who do you train?
Okay, so I started my sales career 15 years ago as a salesperson, as a sales manager. I fell in love with it very quickly. Although I had a very different perception about sales, but still, I started it. And today, in the last 5 years, I'm an independent sales trainer, and I work with companies about anything to do with sales. I work mostly with B2B SaaS companies, but sales is sales, so I work with a variety of companies, small and large.
So I think that sales is such an important element for any business of any kind, because at the end of the day, you're selling a product, and it's a core aspect of the principle of business in general. So I feel like it's such an important topic to delve into, to be able to help businesses worldwide. And so I was thinking, maybe what is your kind of go-to tip for sales?
I agree. Sales is very important, and if we look at it, there are elements of sales in almost every interaction. And in a way, we always sell ourselves or buy something. So indeed, that's important. I think one of the most important things in sales would be to ask the right questions and to listen. Mm-hmm. Which can sometimes be challenging for people, especially for salespeople, since we're such talkative people. But it's really worth it, because this is our way to understand who are we speaking with, what's their personality, and what do they need, and how can we fit their needs? How can we give a solution to their problem? Because this is what a sale is. A good sale is finding the right solution to a need and to a problem.
Absolutely. So in terms of wording, I mean, it sounds clear that you need to ask the right questions, but what are the right questions to make it not sound salesy?
And also not to sound like an interrogation.
Yes.
Exactly. So, of course, practice makes perfect. And you need to start, I say it's like peeling an onion, but the more you peel it, the better it smells. And you need to start getting to know the person and to make the person feel comfortable to open up to you. Because we never know what's the motive, right? Why are you asking me all these questions? So to make the person feel comfortable and safe to tell you who they are and what they need.
Yeah, okay. And so I think we were talking about this earlier, about how some people really do not like sales. They don't feel comfortable going out and selling. And so would you say that there are salespeople and that there are people who definitely aren't salespeople and shouldn't do it?
That's a very popular question. In fact, many people tell me, I work with companies, at the end of the day, it's always people and sales teams. And some people tells me, because I also work with CEOs in small startups where they just begin, and they say to me, I'm not a salesperson. I will never be a salesperson. I don't like sales. You sell for me. But the truth is, sales can and should be taught. And if you follow steps, it's a method, then there are amazing results of people who thought they will never sell. And then they discover that it's such a beautiful profession, and that indeed it is a profession. It's not just something that you do. It's a profession, and once you do it and you succeed to answer someone's need, then you really start to enjoy it, because you see that you're doing something very good. No, people do not like sales because maybe they had a bad experience when someone sold to them, maybe aggressively, maybe they pushed them, maybe they tricked them into buying something that they really don't need. Or maybe someone worked as a salesperson and the conditions were not right for them. Maybe it wasn't the right product, or maybe the management was not right, or so many elements which I will be talking about in my talk. So it's important to find the right conditions for you, and then it can be the job of your dreams, your dream job, which will not even feel like a job. Mm-hmm. It's just something that you do. It's a way of life.
Mm-hmm. And I love that you mentioned that it's a process, that there's a method to follow. I think everyone really loves having a method laid out for them, because it's not just a mystical process of just sales, just do sales. Can you deconstruct the process or the key cornerstones of the methods?
Firstly, yes. In order to teach, I think it's important to be able to break it down to steps. And in order to learn, also, it gives you confidence because you know what you need to do at every step of your interaction. So there's the part of how we handle a sales call, how we manage the whole interaction with our prospect, with our customer, which is we can go into that if you would like. This is a small lesson though. So you would start by introducing yourself, and then you would want to ask the questions, which is every part is a topic that can be taught, and then you need to listen. And then usually you explain what you do, what your solution is, according to the questions and the answers that you received. After that, usually what comes are the objections. People are very scared of the objections, although objections are good. They show interest, they show involvement. And after that, you want to summarize the whole call and decide how you're going to continue. And that brings us to the next step, which is how to manage the whole follow-up process, because you as a salesperson, you want to manage the whole thing and never rely on the lead to be on top of things and manage it for them, because they have other priorities, of course.
Well, right, and it's in your interest, so you do the follow-up, right?
Of course, and you do it well and smartly, so it doesn't feel like nagging.
Yeah, and how do you do it smartly?
Well, we'll need to study that more deeply.
Okay, so I feel now in this digital era that we're in, I feel like people are using email as like a key first interaction. Is this a good idea or a terrible idea?
Well, yes, you should use email, but I always tell people, never think that an email is a replacement for a phone call. And some people just, they decide to avoid calling people because it's easier to just send an email.
Yep.
But there are many things we're missing when we're sending an email. An email can go to your spam, and an email can simply be deleted. Or let's say you send some offer in an email, you don't get a chance, the opportunity to see the person's response and maybe to explain why this is the price or what are we really selling, and to have this communication that is so crucial for a sale, to get to know us.
Yeah. And so I've met some people who say that they never do cold calling, that they'll only call if there's already a lead that they've met, maybe in passing or something, and then they call, which sounds great, but not always do you have that opportunity to have a warm lead. Is cold calling something that's still a process that works?
It works. Not only does it work, I think cold calling, the position is called SDR usually. It means Sales Development Representative. And those SDRs are becoming very much in need. They're very popular, they're in demand, high demand, sometimes even more than salespeople. And this is a profession of its own. And the whole management of SDRs and their compensation is a whole different subject, and it works very well. There are companies who have 20 SDRs, and it wouldn't happen if there weren't real results.
Yeah. Well, and so what is the likelihood of closing a sale on a phone call?
very high. It's called inside sales. That means that we're sitting inside the office and speaking to people on the phone. And then sometimes we also move into an online demo where we demonstrate the product and we answer their questions. And in my job, what I did, the majority of the sales came online because meetings, fortunately or unfortunately, have become very time consuming. And since we sell globally, then it makes more sense to do things on the phone.
Right. So you're saying that a demo could be a good tool for sales, but how do you do that? So what tools do you use? I guess it's not just a regular phone that you pick up and call because you can't demo through that. So do you have anything that you suggest?
Yes, of course. There are a few tools. I think the one I prefer today would be Zoom.
Zoom?
It's a tool that you can share your screen and you can also see each other. Okay, so no matter where you are, I can be in Israel, you can be in Australia, on the other side of the globe, and we can see each other and really get to know each other in a way that's very effective.
Yeah, great. And what are the most common errors that you see salespeople trying to do that's not working, or the one most common mistake?
Yes. One of the most common things is that people do not listen, and they cut you off in the middle while you're speaking, and that's actually, they're ruining it for themselves because they're missing an opportunity to learn about you, and it also doesn't feel good when someone doesn't let you speak. And then not following up well, or either being too aggressive and not giving value. Selling features is also a thing. I know what you do. I can see the features on your website, and every company, you can have competitors who have exactly the same features, but what makes the difference is one, the salesperson and how he or she explained the value according to your needs. So that would be another thing, selling features instead of value. Not listening, not following up well, not documenting everything in your CRM.
Okay, so documentation, that's another important aspect then, I gather. Is a CRM something that you would recommend for everyone, or is it just for companies of a certain size?
I think it's a must to use a CRM. Otherwise, well, for me at least, my memory is very weak. I do not expect myself to remember, but every time I speak to someone, I log it, the whole interaction, on the CRM, and then when I speak to them, I know exactly who I'm speaking with and who they are and what they need according to what we have spoken.
And what are the important things that you make sure to write down in the CRM to help you in the future?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything, including the personal details. So you must always document all the communication that you have had, and then you must always decide to set a task for the next steps. What would you like to do, and when? Would you like to call? Would you like to email? What would you like the call to be about? Maybe to check if this person has spoken to her colleague, to her partner, and when should that happen?
Great. And what can a person do to become a better salesperson? If we have our viewers who are convinced that, okay, they're going to double down on sales, what should they start with?
Okay. So, of course, they should, I think they should have guidance of how to sell. I think the most important thing when you go to a sales position is to know what is the product. Do I connect to this product? Do I understand it? Do I believe in it? Will I enjoy selling it? And does this product work? That's the most important thing from my experience.
It's the same in marketing. No marketing will solve a bad product. So no salesperson can solve a bad product either.
There are many other aspects of what's important for a salesperson, but I think when I was working as a salesperson, from my experience, the most important thing for me was the product. I really had to love the product and to have a good relationship with my manager, because in a way, I think a salesperson sells for their manager.
Yeah. And how about, let's talk about hiring a salesperson. How do you hire a sales a representative?
Yes. So firstly, many companies today are looking for salespeople with experience. And not only experience in sales, but perhaps specific experience in SaaS or specific experience in B2B or in small business or in enterprise. And that's important. However, when I hired, I always looked firstly at the person, the energy. Do I like this person? Will I enjoy working with them? Because sales can be taught and everyone needs to start somewhere. I also started with no experience. They took a chance on me. It really paid off.
For everyone.
Yes. And if they hadn't given me the chance, then I wouldn't have discovered this huge passion of mine.
Well, all right. So personality, personal connection trumps skills, because skills can be learned and developed.
And the person needs to be hardworking and no shortcuts. And I think with that comes the success and the loyalty and the fun. Sales it has to be fun. If it's not fun, something is probably not right there.
That's a great tip. So is there anything else that I haven't asked that you would want to make known for our viewers?
I think I have explained, I hope, that sales is a fabulous profession. It's fun. And I would definitely suggest for everyone to, at some point of their life, to work in a sales position, because those are skills that you will take with you to your life, and they will serve you very well.
Certainly. And if you have any questions for Danna, make sure to put them in the comments below. We will try and get them answered for you.
Yes.
So thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us. I think it's been immensely valuable to hear this insight from such an experienced sales trainer. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for even more incredible interviews with incredibly knowledgeable people.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.